All right, what's up? It's your boy, Matt Mason, back again with the boys. Jack, you're actually kind of messing up the flow because on today's show, we have a Wisconsin special. Only a few more weeks of this. I'm turning in my residence card. The boys will have to hold it down. But on today's show, we've got the scariest man in the Elite 15 doubles. Some people think that it's Hunter or Jeremy McConnell. They think that those guys are scary. Nah, it's because you haven't run into Debo in a back alley. Debo, how we doing today?
I'm honored. This is the first time I've been invited to a draft, so I have my spreadsheets ready. I'm ready to win.
All I'm saying is Raw Debo historically has done well on the drafts. Dawson never lets me forget it. So you gotta put the team on your back here.
Will do.
And then
He'll let you know in the comments.
He will let me know in the comments. And then fresh off his day job with the high schoolers, he's faster than maybe the 15th fastest high school female in Wisconsin. We've got Bracket Crocker. BK, how we doing today?
Good. Debo and I were talking offline. We're ready to jump you out of Wisconsin. So let us know your moving date and we'll be there.
Hell yeah. I could use some help moving the garage.
No. Like, we jump you in and we jump you out. We're going to jump you out of Wisconsin.
Nice.
Not going to help you load up your U-Haul. We're going to take what looks good and we're out of there.
That's crazy. And the world traveler himself, the stats man, he created quite the stir saying that New York City was the hybrid mecca all the way back from Japan. We've got Jack Bauer. Jack, how you doing?
I'm tired. I normally don't get jet lag, but it's been rough.
I have to imagine you're kind of a tall fellow, tallish, and I've heard that typically if you're tall in Japan, you get quite a few looks. But not only are you tall, you're also redheaded with a red beard. You get a lot of looks in Japan, Jack.
A lot of facial hair there, a lot of red hair. Yeah, I blended in really well.
How was it? What was your favorite thing you did in Japan, Jack?
It was really cool. If you've never gone, go to Kyoto. That was probably the best city overall. Nice mix of old and new. Tokyo was just massive. It's the world's biggest city for a reason, but Kyoto held a real good place in my heart.
Awesome. I love that. I've heard good things about Kyoto. Isn't there what was that oh my gosh, Skrillex? Isn't there a Skrillex song called Kyoto? Let me know in the comments. Dawson's going to know the answer to that. He'll let me know if I'm right or wrong. All right, on today's show, we are drafting. Boys, we are back. We have been out wandering the desert for months trying to keep pace with content. But today, the people get what they want, which is just a good old-fashioned race brain draft. Before we do that, we are back to racing. We had quite a few races this weekend. We had HYROX Rome, HYROX Boston, and HYROX Oslo. I will quickly go through the winners of that. If there's anything notable, we'll talk about that, and then we will get into drafting. So we will go ahead and start over in Norway with the pro men over in Oslo. Sebastian Iversen taking first place overall with a 58.17. Gustav Cordua with a 58.51. Kenny Steger with a 59.42. And rounding out your top five, Lars Rudy with a 60.04. And Eric Woodward with a 60.09. Good times here across the board. Seems like a very fair course. That is not going to be enough to increase Sebastian Iversen's standing. If you want to know what he needs to do to increase his standing, go to the drop. Our boy Debo, who's just curating that newsletter, he's got you.
I have a heartbreaking story. He actually would have been next for this major on the roll down. And if you look, he has the same exact time, which means it must have come down tenths of a second for him to be invited to this major.
That's difficult.
It's rough.
Tough.
Sorry to start it off with a bummer of a story.
Yeah,
Well, it's going to be a bummer for people. We're going to be drafted. We're going to be bruising fragile egos. We don't know what you did in the off season. We don't know your plans, your aspirations for greatness. We're going to pick you based off what you've done and what our gut instinct says. And there's going to be a lot of people upset about it.
Likely true. On to the women. Oh, this an L before an R. I'm going to butcher this. I'm just going to say that the L is silent. Marty Peterson with a 65.04. Ann Stellard with a 65.51. Yolanda King with a 66.57. Alexandra Hill, 67.06. And rounding out your top five, Becky Hodgson with a 68.07. Great job to the ladies. Awesome races. Those do not shake up the Elite 15. So we'll move on to Rome. On to the dudes. Your top five men. Roberto Viciedo Jimeno, your second place, half of your second place finishing team in the Elite 15 doubles last year with an impressive 57.22. After I read this top five, I'm curious from Debo what this does for his chances. It definitely has to help. He was, like I said, in first at 57.22. Second place, Pedro Antonio Toro Leva with a 58.45. Evan Galloway with a 58.48. Jamie Pratt with a 59.06. And rounding out your top five, John Iriondo with a 59.29. Debo, do you know what that does for Roberto?
I do not know. We'd have to look ahead to the next major in Melbourne.
All right. Well, I am either you or Jack. One of you look that up while I go on to the women. All right. Had some big names in the women's race over in Rome. Your top finisher was Gloria Corbetta with a 62.18. Second place, a familiar name, Viola Oberlander with a 62.53. Third place, another familiar name, Gabriella Moratti, 63.59. Lisa O'Rourke in fourth with a 64.10. And then Alicia Donati with a 66.16. One thing of note here, this is a great bounce back for Viola. I believe she raced just the week prior, and I think it was like a 67 mid, 67 high. So about 5 minutes dropped week over week. I think she was sick going into that race the weekend before, but she's definitely on the bounce back. You know, she wants to get back in Elite 15 this year.
Well, and that shows it. Like these days, 65 doesn't cut it anymore. It's crazy, but it doesn't. The sport has just accelerated, and seeing a 62 early like that is the sign you need to see from someone like Viola to say that I'm back, I'm a contender, because we're rapidly approaching the point where if you're not running 62s, you're not going to be in these majors.
Yeah, I mean, looking ahead to the cut line for Melbourne, to Debo's point, right now the cut line for Melbourne is 62.24.
It's crazy. How long ago was it that if you could run 65, you were in conversation for a contender at Worlds?
2 years ago.
And suddenly 65 is just, you're an also ran. And I don't mean that like you don't matter, but you will not be in a major anymore at a time that used to give you a contendership for a world podium.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you go down to Melbourne, as it currently stands, the 40th place woman is Lauren Griffith, who is actually racing this weekend. So she's going to have to improve her time if she wants to get into that Melbourne race. She's at 64.12.
Yeah.
So that actually does improve Viola's standing, though. That is now her second place time being factored in. She's now 17th. So you got to think that she'll probably get in via a roll down at some point. But that takes her average to 62.30. And then Debo, did you look up Roberto?
He is not on the list, so he must not have a second fast.
Yeah, he
time.
must need a second. Yeah, he must need a second time.
Marcus, you're a stat guy here, and you're also the only Elite 15 racer out of the bunch. How far down the roll down list would you be comfortable with for these majors this year? 17, that 2-spot roll down. I assume you're comfortable with that, but how far down would you personally be sitting pretty?
I mean, Melbourne's going to be hard to say with the travel associated with that, but especially towards the end of the year as it gets tight and they're in America and Europe, I couldn't see it going much more than 3 to 4 people.
You think it'll make 10 for Melbourne?
I don't know. I always think people aren't going to travel so much, and then they surprise me with how crazy they are about HYROX. So it could also be 3 for Melbourne. Who knows?
It's probably your fault. All these credit card travel points episodes. You're facilitating this madness.
Do you listen?
I mean, let's see.
Business.
I was just going to say, let's actually look and see how far down we went on the I'll start with the women.
Well, you're thinking I have a question for the crew. So we have all these men and women in this first major. How many of them are in the major by virtue of a performance that was actually done in this season?
I can't answer because I have it pulled up in front of me.
You can't look. 0 men.
It's right. It's right in front of me.
Are got into the major by virtue of any performances this season. There are 3 women, but they're all the roll down women. So it's looking like it's going to be tough to get into these majors.
You saying the sleds in Berlin might affect things?
I'm not.
Well, so
saying
actually,
anything, I'm just stating these facts.
Interestingly enough, on the women's side, only 3 of the 15 have got in because of a time from Berlin. So,
Yeah, there weren't that many women in Berlin.
Yeah. BK, to give you a little bit of scale here, looking at the list right now, and we'll talk about this when we get into the draft, but just some numbers for you. It rolled down to Danielle, I'm probably butchering this, Lau, was 19th. She took the 15th spot. And then on the men's side, I think it actually went a lot further.
It went down 6.
Heineck was 21, so it rolled down 6 spots.
Hunter, Tom Rogers, Josh Van Zeeland, Pelayo, and Afman.
Let him in. We already know who Jack's first pick is.
People are going to regret letting it roll down to Heineck this year. He's in now. He's in. He's like a vampire. We
got what we wanted.
He's in. All right, hold on. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We are going to get there. We are inevitably going to talk a lot about Richard Heineck. We had a race on the American side. I was there. Got a message from a lot of you. Try to get meet up to get stickers. We do appreciate the love. Your top 5 men, the Canadian Cole Learn, putting the world on notice with a 55.30. Second place, Colin Stiefer with a 58.23. Your boy Ryan Kent is back with a 58.31. Stephen Pelkoffer with the 59.09. That's a name that you're going to want to watch. And then Josh Ward from First Form with the 59.27. All I'm saying is Debo made a post and listed all of these dudes except for my boy Pelkoffer, which is kind of crazy because that's a Wisconsin boy, Debo. You did him dirty. And they showed up.
He was next on the list. I feel like he's been getting a lot of hype, so I didn't want to add to it, but he was on the list mostly.
You know what? He let me know that he used your exclusion of him as as
bulletin board material.
That's what you should do.
Yeah, you get a slight, you put the chip on your shoulder, and you let it burn.
Fellas, this was an impressive race by Cole Learn. I've got it here. Runs 2 through 7 were on the low side, 321. His worst run, 2 through 7, was run 3 out of the sled push at 331. Average pace for the race was 335. Pretty much dominated the stations. 352 ski, 239 push, 322 pull. We saw a lot of people struggle with the pull. For comparison, Hayden Warner and Jarrett Newby took first overall in the pro doubles. Their pull time was 301. So he was only 20 seconds back of them. His burpee broad jump, 221, 356 row, 123 farmers, 230 lunges, and 328 wall balls.
That's gross.
I mean,
you're not supposed to do both ends, right?
That's a serious race.
You shouldn't be able to play both sides of the ball like that this early, and that's in the stage where he's at.
It's gonna be nasty.
We'll see. I mean, he's up again this weekend. He needs another time. I mean, this is not a Rich scenario from last year where Rich raced back-to-back in Chicago and Dallas. Rich firmly got himself in with his 54, and he didn't really need to do anything other than, I think, at the time, I think he needed to race like basically a 60, and he would have been fine, and he put up a 58 in that battle with Dylan. But Cole's got to go for it if he wants to get in, and he does want to get in. Like, he's training with Sandy. They both have made it well known. They think he's a future Elite 15 athlete. Debo, what do you expect to see out of Cole this weekend? You think he can drop that kind of performance back-to-back weekends?
I mean, if he ran a 55.30 within 5 days of his last race, that would be very impressive. But even something under 57 seems doable, and that would get him in that Elite 15 spot. So Probably
What does he
somewhere
need?
around
Like
there.
57.10 or something?
Probably, yeah, right around.
Nah, the
Yeah,
cut line.
56
Yeah,
is-
I mean the cut line is what 56.21 is
I
what
believe
we
I saw
decided.
he's already 19th for Melbourne, so
Yeah, he is 19th. He's at 56.43. He needs to get down to. Well, they've got this messed up because they've got the cut line between Heedy and Pelayo, but Pelayo's 15th.
Wait, if you said Heineck was 21st, how did? Oh, it was because it was
That
after
for a
the
different
2 week
race.
win. Yeah. My
Different
bad.
race.
Moving
Heineck
window.
is 18th as it currently stands for Melbourne. So he is 5 seconds faster than Cole. So Cole needs to get. You guys are math people. The 15th spot right now is Pelayo at 56.24. Cole's got a 55.30. So
57-18.
57.
57-18 will tie him.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is crazy because we talked about how this system is going to be hard to break into this year, but this shows like if you are good and you get fit, if you can pull off back-to-back races, like you're good. And the week 2 is going to be really, really difficult. We know that. We
saw
felt
Rich
that
last
weekend.
year, right after he ran 54 in Chicago. Dallas was
But that's
4 or
my
5 minutes
question,
slower.
though. Very different circumstances. He only needed to run a 60 at the time. I mean, which again, I say only, that is still a great race. There's a lot of really good racers, but like Rich didn't need to drop 2 A races. He needed an A race, and then he honestly needed a C+ race, and he was fine.
He can go almost a minute 50 slower. Like, I'm not saying it's easy, but it just shows that if you can get fit and you have access to 2 close proximity races, you still can punch your ticket just like in the matter of 7 days.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. The other notable performance from the dudes really quickly, and then we'll get into the draft. I would say, like, I always hesitate to pull for those college football fans out there, the Sam Ehlinger, we're back, Texas football, and then they go 4 more years out in the desert. But I mean, if you're Ryan Kent, you've got to feel good about this race, right? I mean, like, he's a momentum guy. He's been through a lot the last year. Obviously, just went through a tragic. I mean, the whole community went through a tragic thing in the last month with Ryland. But I mean, they were close. Ryland was talking about coming out and doing training camp with Kent for a couple of weeks. Like, they were going to race Hamburg together. You know, he lost his doubles partner and a good friend. I think a lot of people wondered, you know, what are we going to see from Kent in this race? And he, you know, it didn't finish the way that he wanted. But I think the most important thing is, one, he finished the race. He stuck his nose in it. He averaged 340 runs. I talked to him after. He said that he, you know, held back a little bit because he's obviously had some problems and within the last year of not finishing because he punches it too hard. But his stations, 345 ski, 238 push, 344 pull. Again, it was kind of a tough pull. 209 burpees, and then he dropped a good run. And then he had the number 1 burpee time, the number 1 row time at a 350. 130 farmers, good lunges at 306. And then he'll even admit that he blew up on the wall balls, finished 444. But like, if you're Kent, if I'm the field, you got to at least be worried that, like, I mean, he's back in it now.
Well, we talked, you just got to see a shot go in from time to time. And the good thing about not being physically injured is that whenever you get back to the headspace you need to be in, you haven't lost fitness. Like, throughout this whole time, he keeps saying, like, my workouts are there. I can do stuff in training. It hasn't quite shown up yet, but he has fitness lying there waiting. And now when he can access all of it, he's going to be nasty again. And this is step 1 towards doing that. It's not like he was physically injured and out for 2 years. He was just off his game for a bit. So there's no reason we don't just see Kent back soon.
Yeah. All right, on to the ladies. Your top 5 in Boston. The Aussie from down under coming up, Gabrielle Nikora Baker with a 60.54. That was your fastest time globally for the weekend. Carolyn Watkins, second place with a 61.33. That's a new name to watch out for. That's a great time. Audrey Skiver, 64.50. Brooklyn Nichols with a 65.15. And McKinley Kiefer with a 65.18. I mean, the story
how about
here
17th place.
in 17th place with a 6-minute PR. Everybody's favorite race brain, the nicest race brain host, hands down, Michelle Navarro with a 69.07. The other half of race brain mixed doubles. Big weekend.
Matt, she leaves us behind. She's in the sub 70 club.
Me too.
She leaves all of us behind except for Debo and Rich. I'm gonna get there.
Atlanta.
Calling my shot. Dallas, it's happening. Dallas, it is happening. I will say that was my favorite venue so far for an American HYROX race. It was beautiful. It was in Seaport in Boston. I have to apologize, Boston. I was not familiar with your game. About 15 years ago, Seaport was nothing. It was just a bunch of industrial buildings, shipping, whatnot. Now they've built all these beautiful glass buildings. There's still a lot of like the Boston red brick charm. The venue was super nice. Big, beautiful glass building. You came in and then it was escalators down into the venue. But the cool thing about that was all around the venue were like big glass walls. So in theory, like if it ever got packed, you could just watch the race. You could just get on the side in the rock zone. You could just watch the race from up above. They had escalators going in and out. They did a way better job with the warm-up area. It was very easy to navigate, plenty of space in the rock zone. So I don't know if that's because of the spectator tickets, but very well run. It was nicely lit. The building was cool. Thought the course was awesome. I mean, Boston, you showed up and showed out. Shout out to John Holman and Rocksoft. Nothing else to say. Wow. All right. We're going to keep it going.
Audience doesn't care. They're here for the draft.
Crickets.
Hey, Matt, congrats on sub 60 doubles.
Thank you. Thank you. I finally joined the pro sub 60 club. Even if it was doubles, I'm pumped. I'm pumped. Got those runs in, dude. Those adios pro fours.
Yeah, how'd they feel on the push for you?
I told Kent because he was questioning on if he was going to wear the Takumis or not, and they have the same exact bottom. For those of you that aren't shoe people, they have the same exact bottom. Once I tightened them up, I never thought about them the rest of the race. So
we said they're one of the everyman options this year.
Yeah. This is not about me. No one cares about my race. We negative split the runs. Got down to run 7, 343 BK. We've been cooking. We've been cooking. Debo can run that for an entire race solo, so it's not that impressive, but we're getting there. We're working on that fitness.
Don't qualify it to negate your prowess here, Matt. Improvement needs to be celebrated.
I was impressed.
Humble like Marcus.
I was the first one to message and say congrats on the sub 60. I was monitoring you.
Thank you, Debo. I appreciate that. The real story, though, here, boys, is Gabrielle Nikora Baker. I don't want to just gloss over that. That time is nasty. We have not seen many women go under 61 on this side of the pond. I'm curious where that puts her.
She is in 11th for the next major, and it's very similar to Cole Learn. She at the beginning of September,
firmly in.
She raced in Perth, and then she did this. So within a month, she got 2 times. That put her, firmly in that Elite 15.
Yeah, she's firmly in. I mean, the cut line right now is, like I said, 62.24. So she's got almost a minute of breathing room here.
I'm sick of always having to compliment the Australians. I feel like they don't need it. Everyone knows they're like per capita the most dominant country right now. But no one's doing what they're doing. No one's going out to Australia and popping 60 minutes. They travel better than anyone else. And they have to, because they only have limited options within the confines of their own boundaries. And they're doing things the rest of us would complain if we had to do half of it. I'm continually impressed when they travel all that way and just pop off races.
Can I say something?
Yeah, you can say whatever you want. No one's going to fight you.
I think she's from New Zealand.
My argument stands. I've been to New Zealand. When I landed, I can tell you what the last thing I wanted to do was, and that was a HYROX. When I got back from New Zealand, still the last thing I wanted to do.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think the question, we've talked about this on a previous episode. Do we think that it's something to do with the fact of like they just have to travel? because we even talked about this for the Hong Kong major last year. It was a quote unquote home race for Joanna and JK in the sense of it was in APAC, but it was a 9-hour or 10-hour flight from Sydney. I mean, we're all what? Jack, you've gone to BK too. You both have gone to the Middle East. How far is that flight? And that's a long way from us.
It's door to door,
plus.
like a 12-hour flight's really like a 20-hour
so it's not.
day.
That's my point though. It's not that much further of a flight from the middle of America to the Middle East, and they're going almost that same distance just to get to Hong Kong. Like
No, it's like us saying we have a home race in Hawaii. Like it's
yeah,
it technically maybe, but that is not easy travel. So again, I'm tired of them being just tougher than us, but they seem to be with their travel.
Ballers. All right, shouts out on the weekend. All right, enough of that. Let's get to what people came for, which is the draft.
26-minute intro. That's TRP stuff.
I mean, dude, the people, we had to talk about it. We're back, dude. We're back. We needed this. This is what the people want. Wheel up names. All right, let me get this going.
Just the first wheel of names since Crystal Ball episode.
Yeah, I think it is.
The inaugural one of the season.
This is when you know the season's kicking off.
All right,
When
Jack,
that
do
wheel
you want to go
starts
ahead
kick.
and, while I'm getting the wheel of names set up, do you want to go ahead and explain to people draft rules, cross-country scoring?
Do I need to do anything? You just basically did it.
They don't know what cross-country scoring is.
Okay. Each of us, the four of us, we're going to end up with 7 people on our team, a minimum of 3 men and 3 women. We will have a wild card. We can choose either gender for our final pick in round 7. Top 5 score, cross-country style. So 5 of our 7 people will score. If you get first place, you get 1 point. Second place, 2 points. We add up your 5 best finishing athletes, and whoever has the lowest score ends up winning.
Have we had a perfect score
names.
ever?
No, we've had a couple like real good ones in OCR.
19 and 20. But
Yeah.
15 is the perfect score if you're scoring along at home.
All right,
Well,
first
it'll be
up,
1-1, 2-2, 3 actually.
Oh, in
Debo in his first draft. Where do you want to pick, Debo?
I will take the first pick.
Lauren Weeks, it was nice knowing you. Ooh. You know what? It didn't work out with me last year making the obvious choice. Give me the snake. I'm going to take the 4 spot.
I'm gonna have to go third.
Is this an update to the wheel that the arrow changes color as it goes through?
Yes. We're out here. Only the best. Only the best for the race brain
I
community.
didn't know the dev community is still updating the wheel of names. I like it.
Bracken, what pick you going with?
Whatever one's remaining, Jack. Whatever
All right,
one's remaining.
second.
I don't listen when you guys talk.
All right, Jack.
The screen share.
I'm excited because Jack's revealed a little something in each of his last few shares. Do we have new
Jack's been
graphics?
cooking. Jack's
New
been
layouts?
cooking, dude.
Oh, got a good layout.
Oh, Jack, don't titillate us.
I'm already sharing.
I don't see anything.
I don't see anything either.
It says I'm sharing.
Oh my goodness.
There we go.
There we go.
Yeah, that was.
Shout out
Live.
Michelle Navarro for the Race Brain logo.
Michelle is doing the Lord's work for us. All right. Just as a quick reminder, we are going to draft. We will briefly give remarks about the people that we pick, and that will be our preview as well. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Marcus.
I like how the names you have on your spreadsheet, Jack, are just like randomly assorted, not ranked in any type of way.
Alphabetical.
Alphabetical
start-
first name. Try and
Yeah.
keep up.
It's the way that I do it.
All right. I will start the year by picking Lauren Weeks. She came in to the first major last year, dominated, wasn't quite sure. I remember the interview after. She was talking about, yeah, I've been doing a lot of general fitness, not sure what I have in me. And then she crushed everyone. She's going to do it again this year.
I like that call. I mean, realistically, I think we all take that pick. It's a good call.
Yeah, we talked about, I think we actually talked about, Jack, I'm just noticing that bottom right hand graphs. I mean, chef's kiss, my guy. Oh,
Yeah.
Good Lord. That is, wow. Okay. This is
Plus an
amazing.
order of events on there.
Yeah.
Oh, this is
okay.
chronological past 12 months of results. She's been inactive for a few months.
Yeah,
You know,
I actually want to draw your attention if you're not already on YouTube. The thing that most impressed me about Lauren, we talked last week about like, is there anyone that is like going to dominate on either side? And I think we had this discussion of like, does either side have someone that can dominate? And I think that actually, upon some reflection, I think that Lauren is still the dominant athlete. If you look at last year, her slowest solo time the entire year was 60:31. She was firmly sub 60. She was sub 60 in Amsterdam. She was sub 60 in Glasgow. And she would never admit this, but I think she was a little bit under the weather at Worlds, and she was sub 60 there. So, I mean, we don't need to go through her accolades, but like between DECA, all the racing that she does, I mean, I still think that she is still on top until she gets supplanted from a dominance perspective.
I can't argue with any of that, but I can pick next. And I like themes for my draft, and mine's gonna be get hot, stay hot. That's how we're rolling today. And I just have not seen a weekend more impressive than Tim's in Chicago. And we haven't seen Tim string things together yet. And so I'm not picking him. Don't put that down. I'm just kidding. I am picking him. I am picking him. Tim
Can't be doing that to me.
Tim Heinisch just looked like the fully actualized version that we have been waiting for. Like the ascension looked complete, and we've seen people go on tears after that happens. This is me betting that his tear is starting.
Look at his graph.
Look at his abs.
It's what you want, but it's like for HYROX, like instead of going up and to the right from a stocks perspective, you want it to go down and to the right. And Tim's is basically down and to the right.
Definitely, and he tends to start the season slower. That's the only thing that would give me a little caution. Amsterdam, 5th place. He obviously had a hell of a end to the season, winning the world championship. But I don't think that you can really compare the beginning of last season with where he ended up at the end of last season in Chicago. I think this is the right pick on the men's side.
And
Jack
he just ran
the swear jar.
He just ran a 49 low with Ronco, so his running fitness is there.
Jack, I don't know if I've heard you curse on this podcast ever. My ears are ringing.
That was? I don't think that was.
I think that was your first one.
There we go.
All right, Jack, Mr. Sailor himself.
Goodness.
All right. Bracken, you talked about Australia a lot. I think Joanna is the right pick right here. Getting second place at World Championships. You look at this right here, second, first, third, 3 win. Like all she does is end up on the podium.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have Meg in the field. I know there are several other talented women, but she delivered all year last year in her rookie season. Joanna is going to be dangerous.
What you shouldn't be able to do as a rookie is put up the most consistent season in either field. And she did. Unreal.
3 sub 60 on the women's side in her rookie year, and 3 other times there were 60 and change. You know what you're going to get from her every single race.
All right, I'm going to go. I got back-to-back picks. I'm going to go James Kelly. And I'm going to go, I said I would never disrespect him again. Give me the hybrid raccoon, Dylan Scott. All right. With JK, I mean, obviously didn't have the finish to Worlds that he wanted, but the thing that still sticks out to me in that race is that he was buried. He was dead and gone on the sled pull. He was out last. He was way behind. And then next thing you know, you look up at wall balls and JK is right there battling for that 4th spot, takes it. I just think, he did a lot of volume this summer on the run game. He's experienced. He's going to stick his nose in it. And you do know that no matter what happens, he's not going to give up. He will not quit. And that's what you want on your team, which is why I'm also going with the hybrid raccoon, Dylan Scott. I think Dylan has arrived. He won a major last year. He got on a world's podium. His fitness is there. He seems to have cracked the code. He's been over in Europe. He just raced Oslo. He did a little tune-up, did doubles, ran a 51. I'm not really worried about Dylan competing anymore overseas. He seems to have figured it out. And as long as he has gotten it right, and there's no reason to think that he wouldn't with this training, he's going to be there.
Strong team.
I feel good.
Do you
Jack,
think
back to you.
Do you think that this week plus overseas before the race is going to be the difference? Because last year we saw him get dead last in Amsterdam to start out the season, and prior to that, Nice World Championship, he struggled to travel to Europe.
I think the thing that you got to worry about when traveling overseas is breaking up routine and eating food that isn't normal for you. And he calls himself the raccoon because he races fast and eats trash. So I don't think that there's anything that's going to, I don't think that there's going to be anything that upsets his stomach. I mean, the dude is like ripping candy during workouts. Like, I think he's going to be fine. He's been over there. He went over there with his wife like more than a week ago now. But he's going to be adjusted. Like, the time zone is not going to be a factor. And he's put out a hard workout. I mean, that's not really saying anything. Dylan puts out 3 hard workouts a day. But like, I just think that if any fear around that, I feel like has been put to rest by the fact that he went out and ran a 51, which this is no disrespect to his partner. That guy is fast. He ran a 59 at Worlds, but like, I don't think they ran a 51 because Dylan couldn't go faster. That's my point.
Yeah, it's all fair. I think that travel exacerbates any underlying issues, and Dylan seems to have figured out his training life balance as well as he's ever had it, at least based on last season. And travel should affect you less when you have those things in order. And so I would have liked to pick him here, but I like the fact that Matt still has not picked a female on the squad, and we're going to be sitting pretty because of it.
BK, you don't even know half the names on this list. Jack.
That is slander, and I won't stand for it. That's a complete lack of respect from you, Matt.
I mean, you should expect nothing less from me at this point.
All right. Well, I think it's kind of foolish to leave the defending world champion off my roster. So I'm picking Linda, and take a look at her graph down here, Matt. You were talking about that downward slope to the right. All she's done is improve, and taking the world championship. She's only, maybe a 5 to 10 hour car ride away from Hamburg, I imagine. She's from Germany.
Just 10 hours of car ride.
I don't know what part of Germany she lives in, but
okay, let's be real, Jack. They're Europeans. They're taking the train, brother.
They're taking
probably
the train.
a 2-hour train ride.
I took a lot of train rides in Japan.
You're right.
So.
It is actually straight up disrespectful that the reigning world champion went 2-2.
Yeah, I wouldn't have let it happen. I'm more respectful than that.
But she was absolutely dominant. What she did in Chicago, you don't win a world championship on accident. I know that sleds are a little bit more difficult this year. Her sled pull, she was faster than Lauren. She was faster than Joanna. I think that if that's going to be a game changer, the sleds this year, she proved that it's not going to be for her. But yeah, I think I'm really pumped to have the defending world champion in the second round.
Yeah, especially going back to her Vegas race. We thought she was like, I actually remember Till saying like, oh, and not the day that Linda Meyer wanted to have because she got buried on the sled push. And then she came out and she pulled like a madwoman and then worked her way back into contention. So, if the sleds are going to be a factor, which there's no reason to think that they wouldn't be, the early results so far in the that we have seen have been that they will be a factor. She's going to be all right.
Quick observation. Is Dylan the only athlete so far who has raced since World Championship, whether it's teams or solo?
Heineck has raced. Sean
No.
Noble is-
So far,
that's been picked.
who's picked so far?
yeah, as a solo, yes.
So we're kind of going in blind for a lot of these people going off
Oh, yeah.
reputation.
Wait, did Joanna do? No, because Joanna trained for the marathon. She didn't do any races down under in the summer, did she?
Not that I'm aware.
Okay.
It's the beauty of week 1.
Yep.
A lot of guessing.
All right, BK, you're up.
But there's one man on here you generally don't have to guess with, and that's Alexander Rankovic. The flaw in that statement is that for the first time ever, we're guessing about him. But if I look at his historical track record, he's as consistent as they come. So I will take him.
It's a guy who last year we came into the first major and we were talking about, can he win all 4 majors? And that was his goal. And now this year, but yes, the consistency, besides for last year, I think he's going to get back to his old form.
When we've seen this in this sport and other sports, when people have that sort of ambition, it rarely works. And the next year they're better for it. And that's what I'm looking to see out of Rank this year is that, all right, I realized that the sport has moved forward. I got it back together. I'm dialed back in. Let's just get back to business.
Alex, his worst performance in the past year plus is a 57-30. He's only gone worse than 56-21 that single race in the past year and a half. That's insane. Like, you know what you're going to get from him.
He is in 56-20 something is the cut. It might even be 56-21 is a cutoff right now, which means
right? Yeah.
every race he's run -1 would have him qualified for this race.
And if you look at his majors, Cologne, or not Cologne wasn't, but Stockholm, Amsterdam, Vienna, he got first place. Stockholm got second. Nice, first place. If it's on European soil, first or second across the board.
Yeah, did he go full-time athlete last year or is it this year?
Not sure.
I think it's this year. I think after Worlds, he decided he's going full-time athlete. He's like all the way in this now. And again, he was just with Tem 2 weeks ago. His running fitness is there. I mean, we talk about this all the time. You can't fake running a 49.21?
Second fastest ever team time.
Yeah, you can't fake that. So his running form is there. I mean, he's a dog on the stations because the thing that used to be that like he was slower than everybody else on running, but he was so much better at the stations that that's how he always found himself in contention. And now he can run. You got to watch out. It's a good pick, BK. It's a good pick. Marcus.
This is hard when I'm between 2 women. I don't know if I should take 2 women or a woman and a man. I'm going with Lucy Proctor. Last time we saw her at World Champ, she was in that group or just behind those 3 lead ladies with running with Sinead. Sinead's not going to be here. I think she's moving on up. She is also on the hybrid engine now, along with Lauren Weeks. Another positive for her. So I think she's going to be, if not in that podium mix, just right behind there.
I mean, she's primed for a breakout this year. I mean, she kind of already broke out last year, but if you look at those times and the direction that she's trending, and based on her age, it's just a matter of time before she is in that sub 60 crew.
Yeah, I can't fault that logic.
There are
5th place at Worlds in her last 2 races. She was a few seconds under 61 minutes. It's crazy how fit she is.
Yeah.
This is my first time doing a draft. Should I pick another woman or should I go with a guy now?
Just do whatever you want.
Pick your wild card now for all I care.
Yeah.
I gotta go with Vivian Tafudo. 3 ladies on my team to start it up.
Dang.
One of the few women who's gone sub 60. The only thing that gives me pause is I try and look up what she's been up to and I see nothing. I wish she would post a little more. I think she's still on a hybrid engine. So my team, 3 for 3 hybrid engine. We're going to dominate this week.
There's a theme. Raw Debo, when they come on the draft, they just pick hybrid engine folks. And I'll have to say, it historically has worked out for them. So I think if I look over at the men's side, I probably know who Debo's going to pick over there too. But this is a good pick. I mean, I think she is the only unfortunate thing for her is that she's the 5th woman off the board when she really should be the 4th, but it's fine.
I mean, I saw her in person, DecaFit Austin, and she already raced earlier in the year. I think she had the 2nd or 3rd fastest DecaFit time ever. Her running is insane at the moment. She was low 18s, pretty close to 18 flat. That's what a lot of the guys are doing in the elite field for DecaFit. So her running's on fire. She's got 3rd place at World Championship before, pretty consistent. It looks like actually she had a little bit of what was wrong with her to start the season last year, because she had the bad race in Amsterdam.
I think she was nursing some sort of injury, and then she switched coaches, and then it's been all up from there.
Man, do you just love the hybrid engine? Well, I hope for your sake it's more of the majors than it is the World Championship performance for that squad, because if they're still on the downslide, your team's with them. And if they're on the upswing, your team's going to fly.
All right, BK, you're up.
I have a good feeling this year about Emily Dahmen.
I never know with you, Bracken. Should I actually type her name, or are you going to take her back? Or
Oh, no, I'm not giving her back. I want her on the squad. Now, maybe didn't have the worlds that she hoped for, but that trend downwards was sharp, and I believe it. And the way she got into worlds was exciting for me, and so I'm excited to see this major performance here, because I believe last year was the breakout performance, but I think this is the breakout season.
I mean, to run 1 second from your qualifying time at the World Championship after getting in via the LCQ, that's crazy.
And she didn't do bad. She just wasn't quite in the mix for the podium ever. And I think she can do even better. But 6th at Worlds, first year, 101.10.
race.
How do you feel about the little bit of injury she's been nursing?
Well, obviously, I didn't know about that, Marcus.
You think Bracken does research?
Whoa,
I believe it is a minor thing. She was supposed to pair up with Lena Putters recently, and they pulled out, and I believe it was on her side.
Yeah, I'm glad she took care of it and is ready to go now. If one more person questions my depth of knowledge here, I'm just going to think that Matt B. Davis is texting all of you at once.
We might jump you in and out of the next draft.
That's what it feels like is happening today.
All right, Jack.
You guys are so disrespectful to one of the former hosts of this show. He barely makes an appearance anymore. Rich Ryan. Speaking of guys who've been over in the UK or in Europe for a while, he's been hanging out in the UK, adjusting his body, taking all of his supplements. Rich Ryan.
What?
He's out here taking.
He's in the UK adjusting his body and taking supplements.
What was he talking about this week?
He struggles with travel.
Broccoli strains. He's like out here.
You've disrespected our host. He barely shows up anymore.
He's been on 2 of the last 3 episodes.
Oh man.
Hey, I've been on vacation, all right. But Rich Ryan,
Tokyo is huge. There's a reason it's the biggest city in the world. Yeah, population. That's the reason.
Yeah. All right.
I love Jet Lag Jack.
I'm out of it. But anyway, Rich Ryan, he had a bad showing at Worlds, but he went for it. And I think that he, of all racers, understands when he runs his race, he can lock in a world, a top 3 spot and qualify for Worlds. That's what he did in Glasgow. He's set his fastest ever time in Chicago when he kind of ran his own race instead of going from the win from the gun. So I think if we have an intelligent pacing strategy by Rich, he's making Worlds again.
I think the question is what's he going to do? Because I don't know. I have not talked to Rich. I have no insider knowledge. But you're right. Like he said that he's only got so many cracks left at a World Championship. So he could have ran to podium or he could run to win, and he ran to win. You would think that in this case, he would want to run to podium because that's all he needs to do. I say all he needs to do, but in this race, it's going to be top 3. So, and there's a lot of other people that are going to be doing the same thing. So I'll be curious to see, does he put his nose in it? He kind of knows what it feels like. Does he maybe hold back a little bit and still gun it? Or, with upcoming life changes, does he try to play it safe? And do we think that playing it safe, I guess the question is to Brackett's point earlier, this is week 1. We don't know what kind of fitness these dudes are in. I have no idea what you could tell me that it's going to take a 54 to win this thing, and you could tell me it's going to take a 57 to win this thing, and I'd believe you.
I'd believe one over the other.
What do you think it's going to take?
I'd lean towards 54 or 57 for sure.
Probably.
Who knows with this special course they're running though?
Except for the fact that isn't it a 200-meter track? Yeah. They're going to be making turns out the wazoo.
No one answered my question. According to the map, it is 3.75 laps they're running each time, but the farmer's carry is along the perimeter of the track on the outside, and that's supposed to be 200 meters, and that math isn't mathing for me.
Gets made up in the rock zone.
It doesn't make any sense. Matt Locke, if you're listening, the math doesn't math. Well, but also run 1 is 5 laps. You go in the 5th time you see the end, and every other one it's the 4th time. But that rock zone's not very big. It doesn't make sense.
You know what? I have just
let's get back to Rich
to like this though. I think the majors should just be unique course-wise. I do like it. Add something to it. I'm not being sarcastic either.
The whole qualifying time.
The whole point of this, though, is literally the entire point of this special course is to bring standardization so they can go into the Olympics. And to Debo's point, the farmer's carry is around the farmer's carry is around the outside of the track. It's 200 meters. How is it 3.67 laps?
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's a farce, so let's embrace it. I love the fact that it's weird and different and it doesn't add up. I love the fact that our sport is the sport that calls out CrossFit for not being able to measure, and this is our response. I'm coming to embrace this. I like this trend.
Goofy games.
All right, how do we feel? Getting back to our boy, how do we feel about Rich's chances this weekend?
I love him. And I also don't think 5th is a disrespectful position to take him, considering the 4 who are ahead of him. I think Rich I shouldn't say should. No one deserves anything in this world, but I think he should have a very, very good chance of winding up on the podium. But he would, in Vegas betting odds, be behind Tim, Ronk, James, and Dylan. I think this is a great spot for him to be picked, and that it's appropriate, and it gives him chip on the shoulder to beat some of these men, which I believe he's going to do.
Speaking of betting odds, what was that app, Matt? You talked about it with the HYROX betting
Legends Casino, baby.
Can you imagine we got to that point?
Yeah, we've been talking about it for years. They're going to sponsor me for a race this year. They're legit. They're legit. Okay. Shout out Legends Casino. All right. It's my turn.
Can we do that? Can we shout out gambling on this thing?
Yeah. Sweet. My show.
the face of race brain.
All right, boys. We are going to go back-to-back women. In the 3rd pick, give me the Aussie, Jess Petro. I'm just call me Team Australia. I am a believer. Don't let those places fool you. Jess Petro has steadily been improving. She is down under working with JK and Joanna. They are training partners. They just dropped the fastest pro doubles time of women of all time, beating out the other Aussie team of Joanna and Tia. I think that she has been ascending. I believe that she's going after this full time now. I like what I've seen out of that team, and there's no reason to think that the trend doesn't continue. She's also got experience. This race has got a lot of inexperienced racers in it, and Jess is a grizzled vet now. I like Jess Petro's odds.
She's got to be confident from that doubles.
Has to. All right, and then I cannot believe that this is coming to me. This is a Debo favorite. Give me Lena Putters. Putters. I think Lena is also. So you guys are just gonna let me drown.
Yeah, just go with Pooters. That was good.
Yeah. I believe. Keep me honest. This is her first Elite 15 race, but I don't care. She has been cranking. She was, believe was actually supposed to be in one before, but I think she had to pull out due to injury. This is someone else who I think this year is primed for sub 60. I think that, I think it's a matter of when, not if. I like what I've seen. I think, and if you're thinking like, oh, well, she ran a 61 in Berlin, I would remind you, she also ran a 61 in Hamburg and she ran a sub 61 in Cologne. Those are legit courses.
Great
Cool.
pick.
You guys, yeah. I knew you would like that, Devo. Jack.
All right. My pick, Bo Wills is still on the board. We ranked him in the top 10 all time for HYROX men. I know last year, if we're looking at his major performances, 4th Glasgow, got on the podium, 3rd place in Las Vegas, 9th in Hong Kong, 6th in Amsterdam. 2 of those top 4, another one's 6th. He's the 6th guy off the board. I feel like this is about the appropriate spot for him.
I would have also picked him at this point, but after watching his last YouTube video, I got a little nervous about how his training has been going. But he's going.
What happened on that YouTube video?
No, you guys have to do your research. I do mine.
Okay, I would have picked him as well, but we already had 6 women off the board, so I couldn't wait to get back on the stake. So,
Well, as much as I want to just take all OCR people
Bracken wanted to say
and
so
block
bad.
Jack, I'm not going to. I cannot believe Hide Wiersma is still around, and I would like to draft that man.
Look at that graph right there. He has been improving.
I wanted to go get hot, stay hot for my whole team, and people's other draft strategies really derailed that. But now I'm back on team get hot, stay hot. He's hot right now, and he's going to stay hot.
I picked ladies last because I thought he would make it back to me for my next pick. He could easily be in that front pack running. I get so nervous watching his wall balls at the end, but chances are he comes in there in a good position at least.
It's crazy to me that wall balls seem to matter more in majors than world championships. You really can't falter in a major on wall balls. It doesn't get splintered the same way that the world championship race seems to get splintered and drawn out and stretched out. So that does give me pause, but he's had all off season. He knows about it.
fun fact about Hidi: does anybody know how many races he's done?
A lot.
44. This dude is experienced.
He's
And
very young too.
Yeah, to that point, he raced in Maastricht and was a 420 on the wall balls. And then if you go back to his world championship race, it was 407. Now, those are not elite times, but it's much improved over the 5 to 6 minute blowups that he was having at one point in time. So he has at least raised the floor from that aspect. Marcus.
This is too easy. I was hoping he would make it back to me. John Wynn. 5th at Worlds. He's had these auto qualifiers. He hasn't had to scramble to get times like he was last year. I think he's been focused on this race. I think he could easily match that performance at Worlds again.
I like this pick. I don't think he was not going to go past this round. I think the question for Win in this race will be, and I think even he would say this too, or I could be wrong, is he did have that, he was having like tendinopathy or something in that Achilles, and he was trying to get his orthotics right, and then they actually cut some running and he subbed it for machines. And I know that Melbourne is like the A race he has circled on the calendar. There's no reason to think like he's been hitting the times that he wants to hit. But it'll just be interesting to see. This training block has looked a little bit different than his previous ones, and it's race 1. It could not affect him at all. And like we've seen people that have cut running and they crush it. We've also seen people that have the opposite effect. But I agree. I think he definitely should not slide any further than this.
He's
Let's not
dialed.
forget, his sled pull is dangerous, and if we get heavy sleds here, it's gonna make a move there.
Yeah, I mean him and Bo are him, Bo, and Graham are people that you do not want around you at the lunges and or wall balls. And John Wynn, I'm just gonna, say this now, is probably going to be, well, maybe not because we've got some new folks in this. But if you see John Wynn 15th out of Skierg and 11th or 12th out of sled push, I wouldn't be surprised if then you see him in the top 5 out of pole. I mean, that is a weapon that he's got.
For my next pick, I would like to go with skinny Sean Noble. Sean Noble 2.0. I wasn't quite sure if this strategy would pay off. It seemed like he had a decent performance in Maastricht. And I think he's had this race circled for a while.
10 kilos lighter, which is what, 23 pounds? That's
Heavier than the wall ball.
Shout out to my boy Jack Driscoll. That's some Jack Driscoll type cutting right there.
That's a true body adjustment.
That's a body. What are supplements like? Is what I want to know.
Ozempic
I don't know.
And
whatever he's doing, I could stand to lose 20. So if anyone's got any tips,
You just gonna carve a med ball out of you?
I mean, maybe. I'm running 343s, being a pudgy little dude. Imagine what I could do if I dropped some body fat. You know what I'm saying?
What was his he ran a really fast 10K, 31 something, right?
Yeah. The dude is when it comes to Noble, like the dude's got all the talent in the world. The question is going to be, does he keep his head on? I think that's a fair question at this point. Like 2 weeks ago, he was running in a race. He started getting some no reps and he just walked off. Like 60 wall balls in.
You know what? For the first time ever of an athlete leaving the course, I get it. I side with him. It was utter nonsense, the number of no reps he get. Now, should you walk off and quit? No. But I mean, what did he have? Like 30 no reps or something crazy more?
In a row.
Okay, but also again, I would say according to him,
at that point?
according to him, which there's no reason to believe that he's lying, but I'd posit a question back. At what point do you stop and ask the judge what the hell the problem is?
Yeah, I don't know the full story. Was he counting out each one? No rep. Like after 4, I'm gonna be like, what am I doing wrong?
Well, now you can see it on the screen. You BK, have you raced? This is an honest question. I'm not.
Right, no, I get it.
Have you raced with the new technology?
I haven't raced with it, but I've been at races watching it.
Okay. Whoa. That just zoomed in on me. You can now see, like, it actually will show you live. Are you getting it for depth or are you? This is an update. It'll show you in the corner. Is it for depth or is it for height?
But like at some point, the conversation has to happen with the judge. And I think my number for how many I ask,
5.
how many I do before that is, it's low single digits. Like
so if it's true that he let it get to 30, then again, that goes back to my point of the dude's got to keep his head on.
Right. I'm just saying that, like, I don't know how many wobbles are you going to do before you're just like, it's not happening today.
Do you know what pace he was on for at that point? Like when he got into wall balls?
He was with that Liam McCrory. They just about entered together, and he finished at 56.30.
Yeah, it was going to be a 56 low. He actually had overtaken McCrory, so he was probably on pace for
right in that cut line
6:10
we were talking about.
Yeah. Got all the talent in the world. Can he keep his head on? BK.
Wall balls will find that out in you. All right. All right. Seika Arnie. I feel like she can be trusted here. There's nothing better for an off season than a disappointing championship. And she's disappointed with 14th. I just assume we're going to see a fired up Seika Arnie this weekend.
Yeah. You look at her previous results, she does a lot better in Europe. So this is going to be a nice, easy travel for her. I agree with you.
Yeah, she does well in Germany. I like this. She just ran. She's actually raced twice this weekend. She just ran got into Elite 15 doubles with Camila Massa. She's been training hard. Looks like her running is good. I like this pick, BK. Jack.
I don't like it as much as my pick. were you guys doing this on purpose? Do you leave Richard Heineck for me?
Yeah.
Live by the sword, die by the sword, Jack.
Absolutely. I am so pumped to have Richard Heineck. I guess he had a transparent background right there. I don't know how that happened, but yeah, Richard Heineck. I've been waiting to see him on the course, and I'm so glad that he got his chance. And I think that he is Bracken. You met him in person, Saudi Arabia. It's a bigger guy, but he can run with the fastest in the sport. I think that he is going to assert himself. It's just a matter of, will this first major, will it be able to stay composed and run his own race, or will he get caught up in it? But he is just a fighter, and I really think that he's going to shock a lot of people this race.
You're not worried about that 61.15 in Maastricht just 2 weeks ago.
Well, it was a 2-minute penalty for something else.
So he's a 59 guy?
Yeah, that's fine. I'm fine keeping him.
Listen, he's the consummate racer. This is a man who knows how to win, and that matters for something. But he's also a man who has benefited from some historically fast courses and has not closed out races exceptionally well. And if the sleds are heavy, and if he's slightly exposed in his lack of experience and size, and if wall balls are a struggle for him, that is a recipe for how it can go south. Now, I'm a Heineck believer. I'm an OCR stan. Jack and I ride for Heineck. All right, we're a bit of a homer here. But this is a wild card pick in some respects. And so I think he's coming off the board about when he should. He could be top 5 here. Honestly, he could compete for the win here. But the more likely outcome here is that he gets his major education and comes back better for it next time.
Yeah, you don't typically see a first major, someone Emily Dahman, but that was last chance qualifier, kind of shocked a lot of people there. But I agree, there'll be some learning curves. I'm just happy to see him in the field and see what happens the rest of the year.
Yeah, but you didn't pick him like this was an educational experience for him. You picked him like you picked him like he was going to score. You picked him 10th off the board, which is crazy because that left one Jake Dearden, who I will be taking off the board. Thank you. I think that this is going to be a breakout year for Jake. He has said that this year his focus is on the Elite 15 in HYROX, which I think is a big deal because Jake is a side quest guy. He does a lot of the last year we saw him do the marathon down in Cape Town and then come back and race a major 2 weeks later. Kind of doing a lot of that stuff, but he is focused on the Elite 15 for this year. He has all the potential in the world. You can see his races last season. Took 5th in Vegas. He took 6th in Glasgow. He obviously pulled out with an injury in Worlds, but he is healthy. He was training for a 2:24 marathon. I think he put that on. Debo, do you know, did he put that on hold?
He is currently in the middle. You're talking about these side quests as if he isn't currently doing one. His current YouTube series is called Project 219, attempting to run a 219 marathon. So he has not been doing much HYROX recently, and I'm not sure if he's the type of guy who can get away with that.
I think that this is going to be a track meet, personally, and I don't know that there's a better runner in this field right now than Jake.
I just love that you spent a minute talking about how he's dialed into HYROX.
I don't think.
Just said,
time out. I don't. No.
This is exactly what you did to Bracken earlier.
No, I don't think. I don't agree with the premise. I don't think that marathon training is a side quest in relation to HYROX. We have seen people who have done marathons or trained for marathons over the summer. It builds a massive base. It builds up muscular endurance. It translates very well. And if he's capable of running a 219, then he's going to be able to hold these paces. And we saw JK run the Gold Coast Marathon, and I don't see you knocking him for that.
I just got the court stenographer's notes. He was a side quest guy. He's not doing that anymore. Last year, he ran a marathon and a major within 2 weeks of each other.
He did, but he's not running the marathon within 2 weeks of this. That's happening 3 months.
How do you feel about being injured at World Championships and then immediately jumping into marathon prep?
Last time you finished.
I don't think he. Hold on, Jack. No. You don't get to make multiple points at me. You don't get to make multiple points at me. You get to let me finish. I'm not worried about it because if he was actually injured, he wouldn't be going for it. You guys
I
are
don't know.
crazy. It's fine. He's gonna be fine.
I'm just saying that you said he's not side questing because he's not doing marathons and stuff anymore.
But I don't
His
think
current side quest is marathon.
Okay, but if you look at the body of work, he does all these crazy things with Red Bull, all these extracurriculars.
Mm-hmm.
I think that marathon training translates, especially for someone who's a full-time athlete like this, who's a Red Bull. This is his job. I think that is going to translate nicely into his HYROX season.
It could. I'm not here to debate how good Jake Dearden is. He's very good. I think Debo makes a good point that of the people in the sport who could benefit from more high-end aerobic work, I don't know if his frame says give me more cardio, but I also believe that the difference between running 228 and running 219 is astronomical in what the preparation demands are. And so that could take you to the knife's edge of volume and whatnot. And for someone who's already had injury history with that and is on the slighter side for HYROX, it just is a recipe for potential issue, just like we talked about with Hynek. This guy could be in the mix for it. Or this could be an exposing race. I don't know which it is, but I like arguing against you today for some reason.
That's fine because you feel like I disrespected you. I would also
you live in
point
Wisconsin, Matt, and I'm deeply hurt by it. That's what this is.
You're gonna jump him so bad.
He's gonna be fine. Jake Dearden's gonna be fine. And then I'm gonna go back to the well of what I know. Give me a hybrid engine athlete, Zara Piergiani, 10th woman off the board. And I think that this scores. I don't think that she's going to be 10th in this field. She did not have the end to the season that she wanted. However, I think she's had a good summer. She just ran a doubles race where she put up a great time. I believe they were 57 low. Her running fitness is there. I think that this is a bounce back season for Zara. And she's not going to get caught up in the moment. I mean, how many elite races has she done at this point?
A lot.
A lot.
Boom. Stats.
Do you think that the recent change in coaching, is she going to need a major or two to sort of adjust to her new coach?
Oh, damn. This is new news. I didn't realize. Did she leave the hybrid engine?
I've seen her posting under the Lusa Way recently. Tiago.
Do you want to undraft her?
No, I don't. I'm going to take the experience. Give me the grizzled vet.
I don't know if any female athlete appreciates the descriptor grizzled.
You think Zara
did you see that woman?
Piergiani?
She was grizzled.
You think Zara Piergiani listens to this show? No.
I hope
She
in
will
my heart
after
of
that
hearts
comment.
No.
that we have.
I like Zara here.
Bracken has been attacking Matt for the past
And
5
you know
minutes.
what? You know what? Even if she did switch, you know who else is on the Lusa Way?
Tiago?
Alexander Ronkovich. So I'm not worried. I'm not worried.
Oh, okay. Jack, you're up.
All right. We're talking about another new athlete under a year experience. I've been very impressed with what I've seen from Melanie Maurer so far. Look at that trajectory right there. Started out, couple rough first races, ended up qualifying at LCQ in Barcelona, and then 10th place in her debut World Championship race. She is the 11th woman off the board. I do not think she is going to finish 11th or worse.
I feel that's an accurate assessment, Jack. I said that with a sarcastic tone. I think that's just a hangover from Matt's conversation. I meant that. I meant that.
Yeah,
statement.
I'm on defense right now. Just hardcore.
Everyone's haunches and hackles are up right now.
Yeah. Everyone's coming at me. You know what? I don't give a shit about anyone's opinions right now. You want to come at me? Come at me.
We've been waiting all summer to actually have some big debates. It's coming out.
Well, I'm really glad you guys did this because Jack
OCR.
to take her.
OCR.
Give me Ida.
OCR.
I didn't take Ida last round because her world championship performance worried me. If that sled indication is an indicator for what's going to happen this year, she could be in trouble. But again, she is a competitor. She finds ways to get better at things and win. And for someone like that, a swift punch to the face at Worlds is going to fix her sled game real quick. On top of whatever else was going on, I don't know what her setup was for that race, but I don't think she has 2 bad ones in a row. I don't know if we've ever seen Ida race bad 2 times in a row. And she didn't even take last at a world championship, so it wasn't really even bad. It was sub 64. It's just outside of what she and I expected, respectively, for her performance. So give me Ida. She's not on Jack's team. She only got 50% of the OCR field. That is a win for me.
If you look at her adjusted times right here of her past 5 races, she's been between 64:10 and 64:22 for those times. So you know what you're going to get from her. She has a 12-inch variant or 12-second variance basically for those races. So you already mentioned she's a winner as well. I think that's gonna pay off.
You're not worried about the side quest for Ida?
Her life is a side quest. She's an OCR athlete. I'm fine with that. I'm not even worried about Jake's side quest. I was worried about your description that marathons are side quests.
I just don't think it's, no, I don't. No, I was using that as an example. He did a bunch of things. He did marathons. He did HYROXs. He did these like ultras. He did like these other, like all these other Red Bull things. I was just saying he consolidated focus.
I would say he was the most distracted HYROX Elite 15 athlete last year.
Yeah.
And
the question that
this year,
the question I'd have for Ida, she made a post. It was a story that like she did not expect to get the roll down here. So I don't know how much she's been focusing on this.
I know, and I agree that could be a problem. I know she went big into HYROX last year, and my hope is that whatever she built last year is waiting right now.
Yeah.
And now just maybe a little more refreshed.
All right.
Debo.
I would like to pick Stephanie Oswald.
Got to pick a guy first. Oh, I guess it doesn't matter because it's back to back at the.
Well, because I would have taken a guy here, Jack, if you were allowed to take your wild card early, which you are not.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
the different.
Okay, well, it doesn't matter. Okay, I did not say that. I would like to, for my last guy, take Aitor.
What's his last name?
Lizarlazu. Or Mia.
Yep.
This is actually my wild card pick, although it is my third guy. I have no idea what kind of shape he's going to be in. He has not raced since Berlin, and obviously that course doesn't count. But he's up there in the rankings. I don't know if he just went and trained since Berlin or if he's been hurt. So this is my true wild card pick. But I hope he can get a big performance for me.
I like true wild cards early. I appreciate that.
Now, can I make my other non-wild card pick?
We know that
course.
Chris Rogloski is going to be over there. So, and we have a history of people not showing up. So, is this finally the race to take a true wild card, BK?
Yeah. Yes.
All right, Debo, talk us about Stephanie Oswald.
All these people were racing in Maastricht. We had all the people high up in the rankings that were trying to improve on their times. And she comes with only one previous fast time, dominates, wins, and only her third pro race ever. She's definitely on the come up. She's racing at home in Germany. So I think this being her first major, that will help take away a little bit of that pressure. And she is definitely poised for a strong finish here.
Jack, talk to me about what's going on in this tutorial here.
This was the only, so you can't link photos for Instagram. For some reason, it comes up as a regular or like an error for the photo, and that was the only non-Instagram photo that I could find online. So
Excellent.
yep.
Well, good
Like this
pick. I'm going to take a wild card here. This whole time I told myself I was taking Thomas Verdick here, but I'm not going to. I'm taking Emilio Aguayo.
Damn it.
Yeah, that's what I was going with.
Now I feel more confident in that pick because for whatever reason, I'm a Burr and Matt saddle today, and I like it.
He pulled out of Maastricht due to injury. He basically said he wasn't going to race unless he got this invite. He got the invite, and now he started running again a couple days ago. So hopefully he's feeling better.
He's fresh.
That's an odd choice. No?
I think it makes sense if you get it, you can't pass it up. There's no punishment for doing poorly here.
Except for risk of further damage.
Yeah, I guess I don't know what the injury is. Yeah.
I mean,
If he did not have that injury, though, I do think he is definitely going to be, hopefully when he's completely healthy, I think he will be a definite threat.
And in this picture, he looks like Rich Ryan, and that counts for something.
All right. I've only picked one athlete from Australia. Time to make it two. Give me Calypso Sheridan. She ended up running a 62.02 in Perth earlier this year. I know that she went sub 32 for DecaFit as well. I'm excited to see her in the Elite 15. We've seen her kind of just appear at some of these hybrid competitions that Hunter's put on in the past, and she's really fit. And I believe she was an All-American swimmer back in college as well. So
That looks like a swimming and diving logo in the background.
Yep.
She's holding a trophy.
Yep. But looking forward to see her debut.
I like this pick. All right. Rounding out Mr. Irrelevant, give me Yannick Chapla. For all of my European listeners out there, before people get all upset that I just called Yannick Chapla Mr. Irrelevant, in the US, the last pick of the NFL draft is always called Mr. Irrelevant. And the irony of that is that one Brock Purdy was Mr. Irrelevant, and now he's the starting quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers, making millions of dollars a year. Don't come at me. The seventh pick, Yannick Chapla. I feel good about this. Yannick races well. He has firmly planted himself in those 57 mids. He races. He's got major experience. This is a home race for as close as you can to be a home race. He's obviously living in Germany, and I think we're going to get the bounce back effect. His doubles partner broke up with him, and there's nothing like sweet, sweet revenge to let everybody know that you are that dog. I like Yannick Chapla here.
He was part of the world championship team for pro doubles.
He was. And he just ran a 57 right there, 57.50 in Maastricht 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
So he's in good shape. He is in good fitness. All right. We did it. Marcus, go ahead and read off your team.
I have Lauren Weeks, Lucy Proctor, Vivian Tafudo, Jonathan Wynn, Sean Noble, Aitor Lizarlazu, and Stephanie Oswald.
BK.
Tim Vinish, Alexander Rankovic, Emily Daman, Hide Wiersma, Seka Arning, Ida Steensgård, and Emilio Aguayo.
Mr. Worldwide.
Joanna Wettrick, Linda Meyer, Rich Ryan, Bo Wills, Richard Heineck, Melanie Maurer, and Calypso Sheridan.
And I've got the Aussies, James Kelly, Dylan Scott, Jess Petra, Lena Putters, Jake Dearden, Zara Pirgiani, and Yannick Chapla. I think this is the first time that I've gone primarily European. We'll see how it works out. All right. Any final thoughts on the elite race?
We doing a watch along or a post race instant reaction?
We are gonna do a reaction. We will get that sorted out. Really quickly, we're not gonna do a draft for this, but we did while we were recording. We did get the doubles teams out. I will read those really quickly, and then we could just have a quick discussion about those, and then we will get out of here. The men. This is in order of how they are seated: Alexander Rakovic and Tim Vinish, Charlie Bottrell, Ollie Russell, Jake Dearden, James Kelly, Jake Williamson, Alan Plow, Hidi Wiersma, and Thierry Wilgenberg, Alan Cow, Thomas Fry, Graham Holiday, John Wynn, Luis Garcia Rubio, Roberto Viciedo Jimeno, Liam McCrory and Danny Ray, Ollie Fricker, Sean Noble, John Carlisle and Niall McKeegan, Guillaume Lavoie, I definitely messed that up, and Geoffrey Voisin, Alexis Briner, Marco Nicic, Tony Revel, and Kieran Parkinson. And then this one was a surprise when I saw this. Jarrett Newby, Hayden Warner. Thoughts on the men's field? Debo.
It will be an interesting race. Just a lot of warm bodies in there, I think.
So I've been working in a high school again, and I know the look of someone who just got caught on their phone not paying attention, and he went straight to what you have to do is double down with something drastic when you say it, and I love it.
I'm not trying to listen to 30 names be read off.
I mean, I think the interesting team here is, from my perspective, is Graham Holiday and John Wynn. This is Graham's only race of the weekend. They did not run the Elite 15 so at Chicago, so it's not exactly apples to apples, but they did throw down the fastest time on the weekend that several of these teams did race at. So they beat the field. So I think that'll be a good one to watch.
They did not beat the field. They were not in the same race.
They beat.
But they are a strong team,
because we are being pedantic. Outside of the Elite 15 racers who race in the Elite 15 field, half of these warm bodies, as you called them, were in that race and they beat them.
10 toes down, Devo. Don't walk a thing back.
I'm gonna.
Don't let him say that being accurate is being pedantic.
I'm gonna jump both of you in and out. Alexander Ronkovich and Tim Vinachovich just threw down the second fastest time of all time. I will be excited to see JK and Jake Dearden race again. We did not get to see that at Worlds because they were hurt. And then Jake Williamson, the doubles master.
What's the rest in between solo and doubles?
1 day.
24 hours, not even.
Is this simply a case of convenience that they're here? They have access to high level partners that they can work with. Is this what it is?
What do you mean?
Is this why we see so many of these guys on a major weekend jumping into doubles? Is it just like we're here, we have fast partners available, let's do it and get a qualifier?
Yes, and I think that's why they're making the doubles after the individuals, because otherwise they probably wouldn't do it. So yeah.
They up the prize money also, so I think you're going to see a lot of guys hopping into it this year. A lot of women as well.
I guess the only thing I'm confused by, I thought that originally the solo was supposed to be on Thursday and then the doubles was on Saturday. I thought they were supposed to get like 2 days rest, but they're just going to, back-to-back days. I mean, I guess a lot of these people have done it, but that just seems
maybe sore.
And also I guess my question is like, is this best for the athletes? Like even in the Olympics, you're not running typically back-to-back days. And we're talking about much shorter distances.
You'll have like 800s back-to-back days for qualifiers and semifinals, and then you'll get a day off in between. So
the sport just seems more akin to CrossFit than running, honestly. And that's the name of the game in CrossFit. If you don't have rhabdo, you're not trying.
Yeah, it definitely didn't affect Tim. I mean, I'm pretty sure Tim admitted after the fact that he drank after every single win that he had. So, carbs, baby. All right, on the women's side, the Aussies, Jess Petro, Joanna Wettrick, Lauren Weeks, Lauren Griffith, Linda Meyer, Viola Oberlander, the Van den Lindenloof sisters, Lisa O'Rourke, Aoife O'Rourke, Rachel O'Connor, Marie McGinley, Gabriella Marati, Zara Piergiani, Aoife Faye, Sam Pretty, Melanie Maurer, and Jennifer Nicholas. That's a new team pairing up. Camila Massa, Seka Arning. That's also a new team pairing up. Catherine Parnell and Jade Skillen. Fern Gardner, Kate Hutchinson. Bracken's arch nemesis, Chris Rogloski and Katie Simonson. Hannah Dennison and Emily Meekin. Carolyn Lieb and Zaliha Pulls.
I can't believe that there are two people named Aoife in the Elite 15 pro doubles.
It's crazy.
It's the new Ryan.
If we had odds on that on Legends Casino, you definitely would take the under. Thoughts on the women's doubles?
Feels akin to the men's. Real top heavy.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely got some clear runaway favorites. I think it'll be a good race. The Aussies seem to be in good form. Watch out for the Laurens. All right, we did it. Any final thoughts, boys?
I'm just excited for the season to be back.
Me too. No more of this coming up with topics. We're back.
This is what we're here for in the sports, racing.
Back.
And these are going to be some races this week.
There are going to be some good races. We will probably do a reaction show, TBD on if it's instant or not. We'll have to check schedules. Stay tuned to the Instagram. We did it, boys.
Local time for people who want to watch 4 p.m. Germany for the women's race, 7 p.m. German time for the men's race on Friday. So it looks like you're going to have a 3-hour gap in between. I think that's a little interesting. I kind of liked it when it was a little more condensed, but they're doing
What's that East Coast for us?
East Coast, I believe that's 10 a.m. for the women's start and 1 p.m. East Coast.
Will Jack
US.
wake up for the women's start?
Oh, I was up at 2:30 this morning. Don't worry. This week with the jet lag.
Couple more days, though. Couple more days.
He's going to be back asleep by the time it starts.
Here's the thing, Marcus. There's a almost 4-hour break in between. He could sleep through it, watch it, and then just pop right into the men's race.
It's not a bad idea.
Perfect for a nap.
Yeah. BK, you gonna pull it up on your phone in the high school?
I'll put it on the projector.
Do they still have projectors?
I have a new line board, Jack.
I don't know what that is, but it sounds fancy.
No, I'm only there 3 periods a day, so I'm not even there during the first race. During the second one,
locked in.
I'll blow off one class period.
Locked in.
Take a lap and hit the showers.
That's right. All right, boys, we did it. Let us know in the comments where we got it right, where we got it wrong. Like and subscribe to the channel. Like and subscribe to the drop. Debo is cooking. Debo, what we got coming up on volume 16?
I spent my allotted time doing this crazy draft today. I'm not sure yet.
All right. Stay tuned.
TBD.
Stay tuned. All right. We out.